Now, welcome back to Prospect Hub. We're going to get into the players of the week for the first week and the second week of the Mets minor league system. This is from Amazing Avenue. There are some guys that did not have a good week, by the way. Jonathan did not have a good start, has not had a good start to his season. The Brooklyn Cyclones have gotten off to an 0-3 start, but it's 3 games. Here's what Amazing Avenue says: the Mets minor league players of the week 2, and week 1 and 2. Let's get into Hayden Sanger. Well, we saw him last year with the Mets and how he played. Can't hit. But the first week, he played in 5 games, 17 at bats, hit .412, hit 3 home runs and a double. This is about as good as it's going to get for the guy from Whole Foods. If these trends continue, Hayden Sanger is on his way to being the greatest hitting catcher of all time. Odds are these trends are not going to continue, but that sure would be fun, wouldn't it? Hayden Sanger isn't exactly a guy who's known for his bat. 46 games in Syracuse last season, he hit .218 with 5 home runs. At this rate, if Sanger plays 46 games this year, he's on pace for roughly 27 long balls, and if he plays the entire season, he's on pace for roughly 84. The 29-year-old was drafted back in 2018 at Miami University. He's been with the Mets a long time, of Ohio, and in the first few years of his professional tenure with the Mets, he's getting roughly a full-time catcher's load, averaging 85 games in 2019, 2022, and 2023, and playing 61 in the COVID-delayed 21 season. When he made it to the upper levels of the minor league ladder, it became apparent that his bat was a little bit too anemic for the levels, and he lost out on a lot of playing time, primarily relegated to backup catching duties. Last season, he got a quick cup of coffee when Francisco Alvarez began the season hurt. But Luis Torrens eventually emerged as the better of the pair due to his better bat. Now, Sanger was on the Mets' opening day roster last year. While the unlikely chance that Sanger's a .412 hitter from now on until September, it's likely the backs that will remain in that role that he settled into over the last few years. Better performance in Syracuse may buy him some more playing time, and depending on how well he does, could even theoretically get him some major league playing time if certain factors line up. But we know who the minor league veteran is at this point. And his strength lies in his defense, ability to handle a pitching staff, and his baseball intangibles, not his bat. Random outlier season is obviously possible, but odds are Sanger will regress. The type of organizational guy you want in your system for everything else he brings to the table, except his bat. He will be there until the next big player. And he's going to play a lot. But not as much as he probably would want now at his age. Let's have a few catchers in the system. Chris Suarez in Double-A, but he's a bit of a jack of all trades. Okay, here's the other player that had a good week. Cam Tilley made his professional debut. He pitched 5 innings, gave up nothing, gave up a walk, struck out 6. And that's in Double-A. He had this is a big start. I mean, this was a big deal. Not bad. They screwed this up. He didn't start in Double-A. Duh. Actually, last year he pitched in Double-A. I'm sorry. He pitched 1 game in Double-A. I'm all right. Not bad for your first professional game. Towing the road for the St. Lucie Mets against the Palm Beach Cardinals. His first ever start as a member of the New York Mets organization. The 22-year-old right-hander threw 5 no-hit innings, walking 1 and striking. They screwed this whole thing up. He pitched last year. Tilley was drafted last season out of Auburn, where he threw 2 uninspiring seasons, primarily in relief. Mets selected him in the 7th round, and he signed for $397,500, roughly $150,000 over the MLB assigned slot value of $254,000 for the 223rd overall pick. Based on reports and evaluations at the time, the 6'2", 205-pound right-hander possessed a force-pitch repertoire featuring a four-seam fastball, slider, curveball, and splitter. His fastball sat in the mid-90s fastball, topping out at 97, and featured high spin rates and above-average vertical-induced break. His slider sat in the low 80s and featured spin rates in excess of 3,000 RPM, giving it late gyroscopic slice. His curveball sat in the upper 70s and also featured high spin rates but lacked the bite that his slider possesses. The splitter sat in the low to mid 80s and featured late tumble. In a vacuum, all of his pitches looked good, but the right-hander had trouble commanding it, particularly due to the break on them and partially because of the crossfire and his three-quarter delivery. Looking at StatCast data from the start for better clarity about Tilley as a pitcher, he utilized a four-seam fastball, changeup, cutter, slider, and curveball. His fastball was thrown for 78% of the time. Skip this part. It's very technical. Let's just say he had a good week. As is the case with any pitcher, these numbers and trends may change throughout the year, as Tilley is still only a developing pitcher, but is literally the beginning of his baseball journey. Yeah, I mean, it is hard to sort of track a guy who had his first start professionally. But he had a good start. A very good start. Again, 5 innings, gave up a walk, and that's it. And he struck out 6. It's pretty good. It don't break down the balls to strikes, though. That's the only thing they don't have in this whole thing. That's the only thing. So that's the thing you got to keep. They don't have it here. Probably should look it up on the box score. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. And of course, please subscribe to the Prospect Hut, and I'll see you later. This is the scanner report according to MLB Pipeline for the 2026 MLB Draft. Shortstop from Fort Worth Christian, Texas, Grady Emerson. Scouts have a difficult time finding any flaws in Emerson's game, with noting the worst thing he can say about him is that he's not Bobby Witt Jr. Like Witt, Emerson is a rangy prep shortstop from the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex with all-around tools, even if his aren't quite as loud. He transferred from Argo High School to Fort Worth Christian High School to play his senior season under former big leaguer Rusty Greer, who also mentored Witt while he was growing up. Emerson's advanced skills stand out as much as his tools, starting with the way he stacks up quality at bats, making good swing decisions, and barreling balls to all fields from the left side of the plate. He generates impressive exit velocities with a pretty left-handed stroke, and while he doesn't sell out for power, his bat speed and projectable strength pretend future 25 homer pop. He presently focuses on just making hard contact and game action, but can launch balls in batting practice and finish second at the high school home run derby during All-Star Week. Emerson is an average runner out of the batter's box, but pairs solid speed on the way with good instincts. The Texas recruit may be a bit underrated with the glove, but he's such a fluid defender and shortstop that he makes difficult plays look routine. He has a strong arm, quick hands, sound fundamentals, and a finely calibrated internal clock, so he's a lock to stay at short. His makeup is as impressive as the rest of his game. This is the scan report on the MLB Pipeline for the 2025 MLB Draft, 2026 MLB Draft. Shortstop Grady Emerson. All right, everybody, this is the Baseball Fight, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Host, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut 2, and hopefully you like this video. And hit that subscribe button. So in this video, we'll talk about the Ducks, the Long Island Ducks. I live out here now, and the thing that's interesting is on Saturday, last week, on April 4th, the Ducks had tryouts. And a lot of players, even before this tryout, have signed now with the Ducks. The biggest thing, and of course you've heard this, on April 2nd, they announced that they signed Trevor Bauer. I'm going to read you all their press releases. I think this team has a pretty good chance to win the Atlantic League. Just based off of him and based off of some of these other guys they signed. The Long Island Ducks today announced the signing of Cy Young Award-winning pitcher Trevor Bauer. He begins his first season with the Ducks, 15th in professional baseball, and is currently projected to serve as the club's opening night starter on April 21st at Fairfield Properties Ballpark. Additionally, Bauer will be mic'd up for all games and practices for the purpose of content creation to be featured on his and the team's social media streaming out. So he's a big YouTuber if you didn't know that. He's got a pretty big channel. He's had that for many, many years. We'll skip sort of I'll read this from the Ducks president, Michael Plaff. We're excited to welcome Trevor to Long Island. His talent and knowledge will be important additions to our ball club. We're happy to offer him this opportunity to showcase his talents to MLB clubs while giving fans unprecedented access to Ducks baseball. Bauer, a first-round pick of Arizona in the 2011 MLB draft, reached the Major League level in 2012 and stayed there for 10 seasons. pitching for the Diamondbacks, Indians, Reds, and Dodgers, while amassing 83 wins and 212 big league starts. His best season came in his Cy Young campaign in 2020, where he registered a 1.73 ERA and allowed just 41 hits while striking out 173 innings of work for the Reds. Bauer has spent the past 3 seasons pitching in Japan and Mexico. Quote, I'm looking forward to competing in front of U.S. fans again this season, said Bauer. The Ducks have had some incredible players come through their organization. I'm excited to be part of that tradition now. I would mention that the Atlantic League and the Ducks have a relationship with Major League Baseball. And I'm going to assume that the Ducks have been given approval to sign him with the possibility that he could be bought, his contract could be bought by a Major League team. So after all these years of not being in the majors, he's got a shot at getting into the major leagues now. I don't know if they sort of lifted this ban that they've had on him, but I wonder if they've loosened it up. So the fact that he was able to sign it with one of these teams, one of these independent teams, in one of these independent leagues that do business with the Major League Baseball, says a lot. So that's to keep in mind, to be honest with you. And as I said, I think that the Ducks are going to be pretty good this year. They also signed this guy. The Long Island Ducks today announced the signing of infielder Wilmer Defoe. This guy was a Met killer. He begins his first season with the Ducks and 17th in professional baseball. Wilmer has a tremendous amount of experience in the game as a versatile, productive player. So Ducks manager Lou Ford. We look forward to having his veteran presence in our clubhouse. Defoe is a 8-year Major League veteran, having spent 6 seasons with the Washington Nationals and 1 season apiece with the Pirates and the Diamondbacks. 492 Major League games, he compiled a .250 batting average with 19 home runs, 103 RBIs, 158 runs scored, 295 hits, 36 doubles, 14 triples, 106 walks, 24 stolen bases, and a .311 on-base percentage. Defensively, the 34-year-old posted a .979 fielding percentage while spending time at second, short, third base, and all 3 outfield positions. He's going to be an infielder with the Ducks. A Dominican Republic native was twice named in a minor league baseball organization All-Star. During the 2014 season, he was named the South Atlantic League's most valuable player while earning mid-season and postseason All-Star honors and garnering Baseball America Low Class A All-Star selection. 136 games with Hagerstown that season. He batted .315 with a .831 OPS, 14 home runs, 90 RBIs, 91 runs scored, 136 hits, 31 doubles, and 7 triples. Most recently, the switch hitters split the 2025 campaign with Guerreros de Oaxaca and Leones de Yucatan of the Mexican League. He hit .281 with 2 homers, 29 RBIs, 45 runs, 79 hits, a .400 on-base percentage, a .752 OPS in 81 games. Defoe was originally signed by the Nationals as an amateur free agent in 2010. I mean, like I said, this is a guy that his dad is a Met killer that ever was one. He will kill the Mets if he gets back to the majors, that's for sure. Now, the next guy they signed is a first baseman. The Long Island Ducks today announced the signing of first baseman Marcus Chua. He begins his first season with the Ducks and 9th professional baseball. Marcus is a terrific first baseman, will be a force on the lineup, said Ducks manager Lou Ford. He was a champion on the field last year in the American Association, and we look forward to having him help us win games this season. Chua began his professional career by playing 3 seasons in the Los Angeles Dodgers organization and 2 years in the Miami Marlins system, reaching as high as AA. At 394 games combined, he posted a .742 OPS with 46 home runs, 177 RBIs, 205 runs, 303 hits. The 29-year-old spent time over the past 3 seasons in the American Association, also playing with Tigres de Quintana Roo of the Mexican League in 2024. He was named an All-Star in 2025, combined to bat .267 with 15 home runs, 70 RBIs, over 99 games with Fargo Moorhead Redhawks and Kane County Cougars. Just love these names. The College of Marin alum also led Kane County to their second consecutive league championship, hitting .309 with 4 RBIs, 7 runs, 17 hits, and 6 doubles in 13 postseason games. Chu was originally selected by the Dodgers in the 15th round of the 2017 MLB Amateur Draft. Quote, "I'm really excited to be joining the Ducks," said Chu. "I'm looking forward to being part of such a talented team and contributing to our on and off the field success. I've heard amazing things about the fans and their energy, and I can't wait to experience it. I will give it my best every day to help the Ducks compete at the highest level." You know, the whole point of the Atlantic League and the relationship with Major League Baseball is you give guys that are outside the minor league system a second chance or a third chance to get back. I mean, so many guys just want to play because this is their calling in life, and this might be another guy that's that. Now, some of these signings your hosts missed because they've been busy working and stuff, but no excuses. This is from a week ago. Gavin Collins, a catcher and infielder. The Long Island Ducks today announced the signing of catcher and infielder Gavin Collins, who begins his first season with Ducks and 10th in professional baseball. Gavin has done a terrific job behind the plate throughout his career, said Ducks manager Lou Ford. Look forward to having him work with our pitching staff as well as see time at the corner infield positions this season. Collins previously spent 5 seasons in the Cleveland Indians Guardians organization, 2 years in the St. Louis Cardinals system, reaching the AAA level with both clubs. During those 7 seasons, he combined to bat .244 with 44 home runs, 272 RBIs, 216 runs scored, 433 hits. Defensively, he posted a .991 fielding percentage at catcher and threw out 26% of runners attempting to steal. The 30-year-old also combined to play over 200 games at first and third during those 7 seasons. So he's a versatile guy. The Newport Beach, California native spent the past 2 seasons with the AAA Memphis Redbirds. In 138 games, he batted .239 with 11 homers, 64 runs batted in. Prior to joining the Cardinals organization, the Mississippi State University alum was an American Association All-Star in 2023 with the Kansas City Monarchs. That year, he totaled a .314 batting average and an .897 OPS in 62 games with 10 home runs, 41 RBIs, 38 runs, 75 hits, 16 doubles, 1 triple, 29 walks. Collins was originally selected by the Indians in the 13th round of the 2016 MLB Draft. Quote, "I've learned of the great history of the Ducks and their amazing fan base from so many over the years. I'm excited to be part of it now. Try to bring home a championship. I'm looking forward to new relationships, lots of wins. I think they're going to be pretty good. I think when you got Bauer there, it's going to be, you talk about the energy level. The energy level will be risen when he's pitching because he's a very polarizing figure in Major League Baseball. And there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on him, including my own. I'll be following this. I try to get out to the ballpark at some point, but I will be following all those games as much as I can. Let's definitely be watching Bauer's games, that's for sure. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. And of course, this is the Baseball Hut 2. Hit the subscribe button. I'll see you later. In limited action, due to the fact that it's very cold in New York, the only team that played tonight in the Mets minor leagues was the Brooklyn Cyclones. And they went to the Jersey Shore, and they played the Jersey Shore Blue Claws, and they lost 5-1. They're now 0-3 to start the season. Now, last year they won the championship, but as you know, every team has sort of turnover every year pretty much. But the Cyclones did not win tonight. They gave 5 runs, but let's go to the box score. Mitch Voigt, 1 for 4. That's number 1 pick from last year. John Bay went 0 for 3. Antonio Jimenez, Mets number 2 pick from last year, went 0 for 4. Corey Collins went 0 for 3. Jimenez went 1 for 3. Colin Houck went 0 for 4. The Mets number 1 pick in 2023. Savas went 1 for 4 for runs scored. Vincent Perosa, the designated hit, went 1 for 3. And Diego Mascaro, playing center field, went 0 for 4 and drove in a run. Not a lot going on there. And the Mets pitching wasn't very good. Joel Diaz pitched 3 in the 3rd innings, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts. 0 out of the season. It's 8.10 after this start. Coda came in, pitched 3 in the 2/3 innings, gave 2 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Hawkins gave up a run, just 2 runs, a hit, in 2/3 of innings, giving up a walk and a strikeout. And then Correa came in to finish up the game for the Brooklyn Cyclones, and he pitched a third of an inning and gave up a hit. So it's a big nothing tonight. Not a lot of action. And not a lot of action in the Brooklyn Cyclones game, but there you have it. 16th best prospect according to Fangraphs at third base for the New York Mets is Boston Barrow. Barrow entered 2025 as a pick to click, but posted an underwhelming line of 224, 282, 321 Brooklyn while playing in order of frequency short, third, and second base. Fangraphs likes much of what he can do right now, but he moves the Barrow around pretty well and plays flashy defense, but he lacks big league strength and physicality to such an extent that it's diminishing his hit tools ability to play. Barrow's contact data doesn't look like that of a 224 hitter. His 75% mark is right around the big league average, but because he isn't generating good bat speed right now, many of his balls in play are easy for defenses to handle. He struggles to identify breaking balls and also doesn't sting them especially well when he does get one he can handle. Currently lean and lanky, we like Barrow's future strength forecast. He has room for considerable mass and strength without negating the athleticism and mobility that makes him a special defender. Barrow is a capable shortstop defender in every way except his throwing accuracy. Too often he pulls the first baseman off the bag, even when he isn't rushed to make a throw. He has the range, hands, and arm strength, plenty to play short, but he needs technical powers in the way most 21 off infielders do. Some of what Barrow is capable of at third base is very special, exciting enough that we wanted to illustrate it here, rather than put a 50 on his defense and list him at shortstop. There's a high variance prospect who is currently so slender that it's practically mandatory that he gets much stronger if he's going to be in the big leagues at all. How strong he gets is going to be up to him and the Mets development group. If he could develop even 45 grade raw power, we might be talking about an everyday third baseman because of what Barrow shows flashes of on defense. This is the scan report. What Fangraphs is saying, the 16th best prospect in the New York Mets system, third baseman Boston Barrow. All right, everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, Hunter. Welcome back to the Baseball Head 3. Hope you liked this video. Hit that subscribe button. I know we haven't done any videos in the last few days. I'm very quiet here with Easter Sunday. Nobody's acting crazy. Nobody's acting goofy, but we'll get back to the goofiness forthwith. And, of course, this is a video about the Yankees broadcast. They were sort of having a little goofy discussion about this woman that posted a picture and was trying to get a little attention for herself as a Yankee fan. Now, before we get into this video, I need you to hit the subscribe button. I want to get this 1,000 subscribers. We're a little under that. I'm very happy with this channel. Wasn't expecting this channel to be like this at this point, but I'm very happy with it. But I need you to subscribe. That's all we need on this channel. It's 1,000 subscribers. A little over 300. If you watch for the first time, hit the subscribe button. Help me out. Even if you leave after a while, that's fine. At that, all matters that you subscribe right now. Here's some awful announcing. Headline, Michael K. Yankees broadcast discuss very young grandma. Now, I would, believe it or not, after the Met game was over, this game was still going because it was raining a lot in New York. And they were in all kinds of rain delays on Easter Sunday at Yankee Stadium. I watched this segment, and they were talking about this lady who posted her picture, I guess with her granddaughter. I agree with them. This is a very young woman, a very young-looking woman. To be a grandma, you figure, hi, Sonny. She wasn't anything like that. Quote, that doesn't look like Hannah's grandma. That's a very young grandma right there. I mean, really. And you see the picture of her on the side here. The S Network broadcast delivered well interesting commentary to begin the bottom of the third inning of Sunday's game between the Miami Marlins and the New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium. As the broadcast had its pinstripe pride moment, recognizing passionate Yankees fan, a photo was shown of a Yankees fan, Rebecca, and her granddaughter, Hannah. What is wrong with me? Well, there's a lot of things wrong with me. Don't write what's wrong with me in the comment section. Today's picture is from Rebecca. sharing her love of the Yankees with her granddaughter, Hannah. Yes Network play-by-play announcer Michael Not Okay said. That sounds normal enough, but Not Okay then took it in a different direction. I mean, if you saw this picture, she's a young woman. That's a young woman. This is not, she has to be in her 40s. Quote, that doesn't look like Hannah's grandma, Kate continued. That's a very young grandma right there. David Cohn said this. Well, see, I'm learning. I've got a filter, Michael. I did not comment on that. Okay, but I could feel what you were thinking. I didn't like it. Huh? I mean, you know. This is from Joe Girardi. He's very boring. Yeah, you're in your 60s now, Girardi said to Cohn. I mean, it's about time, maturity. We won't get into Cohn's past. Cohn has a very, David Cohn has a very checkered past about a lot of things. Well, let me tell you something, Joe, Kay said. That filter didn't work in Seattle. Late nights, Michael, Girardi responded. We're not used to that time. Well, yeah, it's a different broadcast at the 10 o'clock, Cohn explained. Again, David Cohn has such a interesting way of putting things. Perhaps the big surprise that this commentary didn't happen on the New York Mets broadcast. Or Keith Hernandez leading the way. Well, I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, I'm surprised. Keith doesn't care what he says. Never know what Keith's gonna say. Especially when they pan on some women that are in the stands, that are sitting at the seats and stuff. You never know what Keith's gonna say. And there have been plenty of times where he has said things kind of inappropriate, but kind of like sly too. He's Keith Hernandez, as you know. You never know what he's going to say at some point or at another. But if you see the picture of this lady, she don't look like she's a grandmother. Like I said, she looks like her late 30s, early 40s. What a daughter. There are some women that are grandmothers in their 30s, late 30s. That does happen. But she looks like she's in her 40s. So, she could, she's 42. She could have had she could have had a kid at 17 or 18. The kid could be 24 now, and this is the little girl, and with her, and 6, 7 years old. It's possible. It's possible. Or maybe she just looks young. There's a lot of women that look younger than they are. Well, thank you for watching this video, and of course, again, if you're watching for the first time, smash that subscribe button. I need subscribers here. It's the only thing I need to get completely monetized, and then I can make some money off the videos, and that's it. So, but I would mention, if you're a regular watcher, send me a super thanks. Great way to support the channel. Be like the sort of, when you go to like a restaurant, or you go to like a bar, and you give a person, give the bartender or the owner, and you're the first customer, give them, cash for a drink. You'll get a lot of support here if you become that first person. You'll get the bell. Believe it or not. So technically, so internet savvy I am. But thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the Baseball at 3. And I'll see you later. Hi everybody, that's the Prospect Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Prospect Hut. And hope you like this video. Hit that subscribe. I'm going to do a little something different. I know I do all prospects, and we're going to continue to do prospect videos. But I have to do something for this channel that has to happen. And I'm going to do videos, talk about drama that's going on in Major League Baseball. So please bear with me for a little bit. But we'll have plenty of scouting reports for you, plenty of recaps for you. But I have to do these kinds of videos for this channel. I don't want to get into it, but it's very important to me that I get this done and do this. Now, this is something that happened, I guess, in the Yankee game on Sunday, Easter Sunday. What a great thing to hear on Easter Sunday. I guess the fans at the ballpark who've been there all day or got to a point where they kept saying F1 Soto. I will mention it's Easter Sunday. Let it go. Okay? As you know, in 2024, Juan Soto played for the Yankees for a year. He had a great year, but he signed with the Mets on a major contract, probably the biggest contract in sports history. And the Mets gave him more money. Now, I would say this on the aside. He's injured right now. He's going on the injured list. They announced that he was going on the IL because he has a strained calf, and that's a very serious injury because that could lead to an Achilles tendon rupture. So the Mets have to take great care in him. I don't believe he's ever been on the injured list, and he has not for this kind of injury. It's a very serious injury. Mets have to watch him. They have to keep him healthy for the next. It'll heal, but you got to let it heal between 1 to 3 weeks. That's what I read on the internet. I saw it on Google, and I posted it on X, and you'll see that I was right. I said it'll take about 2 to 3 weeks, which is about right. So hopefully by the end of April, he'll be back with the Mets, and the weather will be warmer too. You don't want him running around. The weather's it's going to be very cold here the next few days. They changed the hours of the start times on the games on Tuesday and Wednesday. Instead of be 7 o'clock, they're going to start 4 o'clock. But nevertheless, I just wanted to get that out there. So the Yankee fans who have been pissed off for over a year and a half are still mad. And they were saying F1 Soto during the game against the Marlins. He's not even playing in the game. He's not even playing in the game, folks. And the fans are screaming about him and ripping into him. Why? Now I'm going to play the clip. Hopefully I won't get in trouble. I don't think I'll get in trouble for it. I'm going to play this clip of Michael Not Okay, the Yankees broadcaster. And he says this on his broadcast, his ESPN show that he has in the midday in New York. And I would mention, I watched this video of Michael K. He don't look too good. His face is very yellow. Hope he's doing all right. Because he don't look too good in this video. Okay? I don't know what's going on, but maybe it's just the lighting or whatever. But hopefully he's fine. And I goof on these people, but I don't see anything happen to them. It's just all in good fun. But to see how yellow his face looks, it doesn't look right. But I'm going to play this clip where he's basically reacting because he said he didn't hear the fans saying F1 Soto during the game. People were asking him about it, and he responds to it on his program. Hopefully you can hear it. I think you will be able to. Here we go.
We're chanting bleep Juan Soto.
Yep, F1 Soto. Fuck Juan Soto.
And for those that don't understand, I'm wearing headsets during the broadcast. I have people talking in my ear.
Right.
And some crowd noise. I never heard it in real time.
I got a question. The people talking in his ear, are the people that work there or just the voices in his head?
Address it on the TV.
Right.
I mean, I don't do a talk show on the TV. You know when I do a talk show? Now.
Right.
That's when I do a talk show.
Right.
Yankee fans, it's an awful look.
It's terrible.
It's not something that should become a thing. It's an awful look. You look like babies.
Right.
You look like jilted lovers.
They do. Absolutely. They are so angry. I mean, you saw how they reacted last year when the Mets went to Yankee Stadium and they turned their back on Soto. Now, I would mention it did bother Soto. I think we all know that. It bothered him a lot. But the reality is that he's making $750 million. He doesn't give a shit. At the end of the day, he doesn't care. And fans exerting all this energy into this, it's just ridiculous. It just does. So let it go.
That you're upset that Juan Soto left you for the Mets.
Right.
There's nothing that would have led you, a right-minded fan, to chant that last night.
No.
Nothing.
Nope.
You make yourself look small.
Stupid.
You make yourself look jealous.
Retarded.
You make yourself look like you can't accept the fact that somebody left you.
Yeah.
Juan Soto didn't do anything wrong.
No. He helped you.
He went to the Mets.
Right.
Who had a better deal on the table.
Right. Better deal, about $5 million, but it was more than that. It's just the way they structured it and everything else. But, Michael K. is right. I mean, the Yankee fans look really bad in this situation. They've not looked good. I mean, you've seen how weak the Yankee fans are. The Yankee fans are weak anyway. I mean, we know that. They can't handle any kind of losing. They're a bunch of sore losers. They can't handle it. Whenever the Mets beat them, saying that, sweeping them in a series or something, I always hear the same thing. We have all these championships. What the hell does that mean? It didn't help them that weekend. I remember when the Mets first swept them back in 2004. People kept saying, they have 26 world championships. It didn't help them that weekend. Who cares? When
you look at everything.
Right.
When you just look at the numbers, it looks like it's a difference of like $5 million. It's not.
Right.
Way more than that.
A lot more.
And he made the decision he wanted to make. That doesn't mean that you make yourself look so small town.
Yep.
Where this becomes a thing like the bleep Altuve and now becomes bleep Juan Soto. No, that's not good.
No. It's just, it's pettiness. It's like he said, childishness. It comes across very small. But most of the Yankee fans are very petty. I mean, like I said, whenever you try to, the Mets beat the Yankees, just use an example, they always throw up history. It's like, who cares? It's history. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter. And the Yankees went a long time without going to the World Series, by the way. And Juan Soto helped them get to the World Series in 2024. All the teams that Aaron Judge has had, they never went to the World Series except when they had Juan Soto in that lineup. And they should be thanking him. Thank you for the one season that you were here. Sorry you had to leave. We love you. We're not going to be mad at you. You did what was right for your family. And that's another thing. They attack his family. Saying that, how could he leave? Why is he listening to his mother? It's his mother. It's his family. You always do and try to make your family happy.
That's a bad look for Yankee fans if this becomes a thing.
Right.
Juan Soto doesn't. He does not.
I hope it becomes a thing because we're going to talk about this because the Mets play the Yankees. Well, I guess they play them at Yankee Stadium, I guess, later on in the season. They're going to play the Mets. The Yankees and the Mets are going to be playing each other in May. May 15th, May 22nd, something like that. Or maybe before that. But we'll get to it when we get to it. But this is a bad look, and this is wonderful. Oh, I love this. To see this sort of misery that the Yankees are bringing, the Yankee fans are bringing to all this. I love it. Can't get enough of it.
Deserve it, number one.
Right.
Number two, you are giving ammunition to Met fans to say,
see?
We're in their head.
That's
they can't get over the fact they lost Juan Soto. What are you doing? Who are the people that...
Well, who are the people doing it? Keep doing it. I hope you guys do it. I hope you do it for the next 14 years. Because I'm going to have so much fuel to flame this bonfire. Making fun of all you Yankee fans and making fun of my family and everything else. I hope you continue to do that. I don't think he's going to be here 15 years. I think he's going to opt out after the 5th year, by the way. The biggest thing is to get him healthy, but to keep him healthy. To keep him, make sure that that leg and foot is good. Because he ruptures that Achilles tendon, he's going to be out the rest of the season. We won't see him until spring training. And that's kind of ill afford to lose Juan Soto to any kind of injury, especially that kind of injury, because that'll destroy his whole year. But you let me know what you think about this. And of course, again, I apologize to my regular people that watch the videos. We're going to have videos like this regularly for a while. So I have to do that for this channel. So just be patient. I'll have plenty of stuff for you guys. You're not going to lose out. There was no videos for Monday on here because I did videos yesterday. I did videos for Sunday. There's no games. There's no minor league games on Mondays. Okay, that's the one thing. Mondays, there's no games in the minor league system, and there's no games with the Atlantic League or the front. As far as I don't know about the Frontier League, but I know in the Atlantic League there's no games on Mondays because they kind of adhere to the playing these games 6 teams at a time. So. You let me know what you think about this video. And, of course, this is the Prospect Hut. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Hi, everybody. This is the Baseball Hut. The amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut 2. And hope you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. One of the things we know about the Mets broadcast is it's really the best broadcast in baseball. And they're very honest. Either it be the Mets or their opponent. And Gary Cohen has been with the Mets since 1989. He started out on the radio. He's been on the television for 20 years as the Mets' primary guy. And he had some interesting things to say about Giants third baseman Matt Chapman, who did not have a good week last week. Hopefully he has a better week. He didn't play great. He's a great defensive third baseman. Didn't have a good week defensively. He had a lot of stuff to say that made him look bad. And it just didn't get much better during the series against the Mets. The Mets, of course, won 3 out of 4 games in San Francisco, even though they lost Juan Soto for a few weeks, which I'm not surprised about. That's a very serious injury he has. He's got to be very careful with that. But Gary and, of course, Todd Zeile had some interesting things to say about Chapman. Let me read you this article from Off Announcing. Mets broadcast rips Giants Matt Chapman after brutal base running decision. Yeah, he did something really stupid on Sunday. It caps off a horrible, no good, awful week for Matt Chapman. That was a bad week. And he didn't do himself any services by we'll get into it. The Giants, San Francisco Giants third baseman Matt Chapman made an inexplicable base running mistake during the ninth inning of Sunday's 5-2 loss to the New York Mets. And the SNY Mets broadcast didn't hesitate to call him out on it. Trailed 5-2 in the ninth with no outs and nobody else on base. Chapman decided to try to steal second and failed. Chapman was caught stealing a throw from Mets catcher Luis Torrens, who had MLB's best percentage of throwing out would-be base runners, as SNY showed on broadcasts from last year. He is a great catcher. He'll throw anybody out. He's terrific. What are you doing running on this cat? Quote-unquote, SNY play-by-play announcer Gary Cohen asked in shock. Torrens bags another one. A terrible decision by Chapman as he gets gunned down for the first out of the ninth with his team down by 3 runs. It didn't make any sense. Now, as a Met fan, I was glad. I was happy. Give an easy out. Give Devin Williams an easy out there in that spot. Quote, boy, that's a free out right now. I'm going to say this again. Boy, that's a free out right there. SNY color commentator Todd Zeal said. Maybe first baseman Mark Vientos knew something we didn't, thinking that Chapman was going to try to go. They complained that Vientos should have been playing behind him. But maybe they thought that he was probably going to pull this. He continued, I thought that was less likely than anything else we could imagine. But gunned down, and rightly so, his run means nothing. I mean, that's just craziness, Cohen said. It was stupid. Craziness, just stupid. Well, it caps off a horrible, no good, awful week for Matt Chapman. Cohen continued, just an inexplicable decision. Cohen and Zeal nailed it on how awful that base running decision was by Chapman. It's just terrible. Down multiple runs in the ninth, the goal is to get traffic on the base pass and not run into outs. The opposition happens to line the defense so that it looks like a defensive indifference and is letting the base runner freely take second. That's one thing. Otherwise, the risk is not at all worth it. Additionally, the Giants ended up adding one more base runner in the ninth, so the Giants could have had the tying run come to the plate and one more out to work with, if not for Chapman's goof. They say gaff, I like goof. As to Cohen's point about Chapman's week, well, yeah, it was rough. Yeah, I'll tell you it was rough. You have no idea. No respect either. That's me, no respect on the internet. Chapman told teammate Casey Schmidt to catch the effing ball after Schmidt was unable to handle his throw during the Giants game against the San Diego Padres on Wednesday. Yeah, he screamed at him. On Saturday, Chapman bobbled a ground ball before throwing it away, allowing 2 Mets runs to score and a 9-0 New York win. He looked terrible this week. Just terrible. And in the 8th inning on Sunday's game, Chapman made a diving stop at third base. But first baseman Rafael Devers was unable to handle his throw in the third, allowing a Mets run to score. They did not have a good week. Chapman, a one-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glove winner, is in year 2 of a 6-year, $151 million contract with the San Francisco Treats. The Giants. The Giants are so bad. They are so poorly constructed as a team. The pitching's not bad. The starting pitching's not bad, but their everyday players are just a mess. I mean, you have probably the best defensive third baseman in the game playing third, but he can't hit. It's a 220 hitter. You have Willie Davis, who's a good shortstop, is being wasted. You have Luis Ariz, who's a terrible second baseman. He was really a terrible first baseman. He can't run. He can't field. He has no power. He can hit. He can get his hits. He'll get a single for you. He's won 3 batting titles. But beyond that, he's no good. You know what I mean? And then you have Rafael Devers, who's a great hitter, but really doesn't have a position in it. They're putting him at first. This is after he complained that he didn't want to play first for the Red Sox last year. They couldn't wait to get him out of town because they got fed up with him. Buster Posey, who was a good player, was a great player when he played, but boy, He doesn't know how to run a team. This team sucks. This team's terrible. As Mad Dog would say, atrocious. Atrocious. Terrible. I mean, really. And then to see a guy that is making all this money with Chapman. There were so many people that wanted Chapman with the Mets for many, many years. I said, this guy can't hit. He stinks. He can't hit. And now he's seen all these warts now. He's going to get older. And he's got a lousy attitude. His teammates. He can't be showing up to teammates on the field. You got a problem with them, talk to them inside the clubhouse. Or in the tunnel, in between innings. Or just pull him aside. It's like, dude, you got to catch. You can't be screaming at him on the field. And really going at him on the field. You don't do that. That's unprofessional. That's not being a pro's pro. As they say. But, he don't care. Most of these players, they don't give a shit. They don't care. We could talk about this stuff and the fans there in San Francisco will complain about him or whatever. But a lot of times the players don't give a shit. All they care about is getting their money and and then figuring out what they want to do when they retire. Those are the two things they care most about. The money and what they're going to do after they retire. And how they treat people tells you a lot about how they are and how they view themselves. They don't care. We saw with Anthony Rendon. He's a real outliner. There's less people like him in the game than there is guys that love the game. But there are guys in the game that just look at it as a job. We know about plenty of players. I'll give you an example of a player who was a great talent, but he looked at baseball as a job, and that's former Met from 35 years ago, Kevin McReynolds. He looked at playing baseball as a job. A lot of them look at it like that, but they just won't admit to it. Very few will admit that I really care more about fishing and hunting. And players don't do that these days. They don't say that. They all have the sort of canned answers, and if you try to be truthful, people get mad. But this is what happens. And then you give money to a guy like this who's terrible with his teammates and has a bad attitude and makes stupid boneheaded mistakes. That's the price you pay, along with the $151 million over the next 6 years. Well, let me know what you think about this video. And of course, this is the Baseball Head 2. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. If you didn't see this earlier today, the Mets announced that they're going to retire Carlos Beltran's number 15 on September 19th in a ceremony at Citi Field. As you know, he played for the Mets for 7 years. He had a lot of home runs, had a lot of big moments. He's going into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame this year as a Met. He'll be the third Met to go in the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, and that's going to be very exciting for all his fans and all Met fans. He was a great player. He was the best center fielder of his era. One of the great all-time switch hitters. Had over 2,700 hits, over 400 home runs, top 5. Really probably the second or third best home run hitter in terms of just as a switch hitter in the National League. He was a great player, Carlos Beltran, and very happy for him and his family. If you don't know, Tyrone Taylor has been wearing number 15 for the last few years, but he's going to have to switch over now. He's going to be wearing number 28 when we come back on Tuesday.